Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to continue talking about TV. So first, go to student book page 22 and circle what you found the most interesting about the article. Once you have that, write down why you think it is the most interesting. Pause the video while you work on this, please. Okay, great. We're going to share in class. Now, which of these things that we learn about TV is the most dangerous, do you think? The effect it has on language development, the lack of literacy in books, the lack of social skills that some people can develop, or obesity. Remember what we're going to share during class. Okay, great. Now, go to student book page 23, exercise 3A. Here, we're going to listen to 5 people react to information from the previous article. Please match the topic that each person is talking about. Let's listen.
Page 23. 3. Listening and speaking. It's really interesting that A. Listen. 5 people are reacting to information from the article on page 22. Which topic does each person talk about? Write the letters A, B, C, or D. 1. Maggie.
Yeah, that seems to make sense to me. I mean, I know that kids who get into books tend to do well in school and everything. Every time somebody says that their kid just took a reading test and, did really well, they always say, "We read to him all the time." So it's not surprising that there's a link between TV and school, or that it has an effect on grades. Though, on the other hand, one good thing about TV is that there's a lot of good educational stuff on it, too. Like the History Channel or the Science Channel or whatever. So, maybe it depends on what you watch.
2. Howard.
Yeah, that's the problem with TV. The point is that when you watch TV, you're not outdoors playing and running around. What I'm saying is that it's bad for kids to sit and do nothing but watch TV. But what's important is that a lot of kids aren't just sitting and watching TV these days. They're playing video games and those interactive sports games. Have they done any research on that?
3. Daniela.
Yeah, I've just been reading the research, and what it says is that when small kids are in front of the TV, their parents are not communicating with them. So, it's obvious that it takes them longer to talk. I don't think TV is such a terrible thing, though. There might be better programs and worse programs, and you have to sort of be involved in what they're watching. If you watch TV with your kids and talk about the shows, then that can actually lead to an increase in their vocabulary and everything.
4. Isabel.
It's interesting that kids do that. Yeah, my parents said, when we were younger, my sister and I copied stuff all the time. And that was their biggest reason for getting rid of it. My mom said she could always tell kids who watched certain shows because they had really bad manners, and yeah. Though it's unlikely that TV is the only reason for bad manners. It's probably a lot more to do with family. Family probably has the biggest effect on kids in teaching them good manners.
5. Tony.
Yeah, I'm sure it has a big impact on kids. They want to buy the things they see on TV, and most of the commercials are for junk food, and all that unhealthy stuff, sodas and everything. I know that it worked on me. I guess what's good is that people realize it now, and there's a lot of effort to help kids make healthy choices and to get out and play. There are a lot of programs like that now around the country.
Okay, so let's go ahead and check. So Maggie was talking about literacy. Howard was talking about obesity. Daniela was talking about language development. And Isabel was talking about social skills. Now, Tony, if you notice, he was talking about obesity. Did you have the same? Great. Now, we're going to be working on the same page, but this time exercise 8. We're going to write each pair of sentences as one, and we can use the article on page 22 to help. So, for example, number 1 says, children under 2 should not watch. This is the opinion of most experts. Now, pause the video and find a sentence that gives this information, but remember that it's only in one sentence. Okay, great. Now, work on sentences 2, 3, and 4, then come back to check. Okay, excellent. So, you should have found that number 1 is the opinion of most experts is that children under 2 should not watch TV. 2. It's not surprising that every year we watch more TV. 3. It's clear that TV is central to our lives. And 4. Research shows there is a direct link between reading and good test scores. Did you get this correct? Great job. Now, if you notice, there is a word that is repeated in all of the sentences. That word is that. What is it doing? Let's take a look at this. So, today we're talking about that clauses. Now, that clauses give us information. They can be used to enrich a conversation or text with details about something, and they are used to connect ideas into a single sentence. As before, we're combining two different ideas. So, how do we use them? If you see, I have 4 different structures here. Number 1, verb to be and an adjective. Number 2, a noun or a noun phrase and verb to be. 3, verbs such as know, think, say, etc. Or number 4, what's, adjective and verb to be. Pause the video while you identify the structures. Okay, let's go ahead and check. So the first sentence says, one problem with TV is that it reduces students' reading. If you notice, this is a structure number 2. We have a noun, in this case a noun phrase, one problem with TV, then verb to be, is, and then our that clause. That it reduces students' reading. Next sentence. It is clear that TV viewing contributes to inactivity. In this case, it is structure number 1. We have verb to be and an adjective. Verb to be is and our adjective. Later, we have our that clause. That TV viewing contributes to inactivity. Next sentence. What is disturbing is that TV may have an effect on language development. This is number 4. That's right. We have what is or what's, our adjective disturbing, verb to be is, and once again our that clause, that TV may have an effect on language development. Finally, the last sentence is of course structure number 3, which is just a verb. Experts claim that watching TV is one cause of obesity. After the verb, we have of course our that clause. Did you get this right? Awesome. So let's go ahead and practice. Let's go to workbook page 12, exercise A. We need to complete the information about TV viewing. We need to use that or the correct form of verb to be plus that. Let's do the first sentence together. How much TV do you watch every week? You may think you watch too much TV. Now, after think, should I use that or verb to be plus that? That's correct. After our verb, we're just going to use that. Now pause the video and work on the rest, please. Okay, let's go ahead and check. But what's surprising about today's TV shows is that they might actually help your brain. It is probably true that many people watch TV shows with no real benefit. However, some experts now claim that TV shows today are more advanced than ever. One key difference is that they have more complex stories. Experts claim that the brain has to work harder to understand them. So next time you want to watch TV, don't feel guilty. Go ahead and turn it on. It just might be making you smarter. Did you get this right? Great. Now, if you notice, after verbs we just used that, but if we had a noun, we used verb to be and that. Okay, let's continue. Now, we're going to be working still on the workbook page 12, but this time exercise B. We need to write the sentences using a that clause, and we need to start with the words in parentheses. We might have to add a few verbs. Take a look at the examples. Number 1. TV and the internet have changed children's reading habits. Some experts. So we have some experts agree or claim that TV and the internet have changed children's reading habits. Let's do number 2. Many children prefer watching TV to reading. What's clear? What's clear is that many children prefer watching TV to reading. If you remember, after what's in an adjective, we need to use verb to be and then of course the that clause. Now pause the video and work on the other sentences. Remember to have this ready before class. Okay, excellent. Now, we're going to go to our student book page 23, exercise B. Here, it's a pretty similar activity. We need to write the sentences using a that clause. And of course, we're starting with the words that we have over here. Let's do the example. Number 1. People who watch TV spend more on consumer goods. Experts. Now, what should I have here? Exactly, we need a verb. So, in this case, I wrote, experts claim or say that people who watch TV spend more on consumer goods. Now pause the video and work on the other sentence, please. Okay, we're going to check together during our class. I will see you then. Goodbye!